What is the Tennessee Good Funds Law, and how does it affect your closing transaction? I'm Kim Hollingshead, the owner and attorney of Hollingshead Title and Escrow. I'm here to explain this very strange law to you. It only affects residential transactions that involve a mortgage. So the Good Funds Law does not apply to any commercial transactions or any cash closings. The statute requires that all funds over $1,000 must be received by the title company in, quote, good funds, meaning that it can't be returned. So a cashier's check is no longer considered, quote, good funds because a bank can now return cashier's checks for up to 90 days after closing. That's why you see title companies requiring wire transfers for anything over $1,000. Now, the statute also requires that all funds be received by the title company and all documents signed prior to the disbursement of any money. Now, what that means is that the buyer's cash to close and the loan proceeds must be received by the title company. So if there's any money that's outstanding or has not been paid yet, then no one is allowed to get paid. So this business of, well, my client wants a check at the table, or my title company will give me a check, it's really not supposed to happen. Really, if we're following the letter of the law, then the title company has to be in receipt of all signed documents and all of the funds prior to the disbursement. So if it's a split closing and the seller is closing at another title company, then the timing for the disbursement can be slowed down quite considerably if there's a courier that has to hand deliver those documents. Oftentimes couriers don't like to run in rush hour traffic, so they'll kind of stop running at 3 in the afternoon, which is why for all of our split closings, we really recommend that sellers either sign the day before or they sign in the morning. And that gives us a chance to run a swap in time for disbursement on the day of. Many lenders will require a funding authorization prior to disbursement. And that means that they want a copy of the note, the signed CDs, and other relevant documents so that they can confirm that everything's been executed properly, feel comfortable on their side, and then they will authorize the title insurance company to disburse the money. The title company is required under the terms of the closing protection letter to follow the lender's instructions. So if a funding authorization is required, there's nothing that a title company can do to speed up that process. They have to obtain authorization prior to disbursement. Again, that is not a part of the Good Funds statute, actually has nothing to do with it, but it is mostly going to apply to the transactions that involve the Good Funds statute, so I wanted to mention it. What are some of the things that we do to help speed up disbursement? Well, number one, we like to schedule our closings for in the morning if we can, and we know that that's not always possible, but it just oftentimes pushes the disbursement date to the day after closing if it's a split transaction. We like to encourage our clients to do full closings because it helps to considerably speed up the timing of everything. It's so much easier and less expensive if everyone is closing at one title company, which is actually the norm. A split closing only applies here in Middle Tennessee. It's the custom here, but it's really not the custom anywhere else in the state or the country. So the more full closings we can do, the better. And then also we do enhance our closing process with something called an e-check. So as soon as we have the disbursement, it's been authorized, all of our agents, oftentimes our builders, and sometimes our sellers, they're all paid using an e-commission or an e-check system, and that allows us to disperse those funds within minutes of closing. It's so fast, it's completely free, and all of our clients really enjoy it. Now, I've linked the Good Funds Law here so that you guys can take a look at it. If you have any questions about the law or how it applies to your particular closing transaction, don't hesitate to give me a call. I'm always here to help. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and of course I'm here until next time to answer all of your real estate law related questions.